Hello everyone, my name is Felicity and I'm a law student from Durham University, and I'm here today to talk to you about what is COP26. Now, COP26 is all about trying to combat climate change, which I'm sure you've been learning lots about. Climate change is an important problem that affects the whole world, and every year countries meet to discuss how they can better respond to it. Countries have come together, therefore, and agreed to internationally respond to climate change. This is what's called an international treaty. In these international treaties, countries write down their names and they sign their names at the end, and they agree that climate change is a problem that they are going to try and work towards solving. In 1992, a really important international treaty was signed. This was called the United Nations Framework Convention on Combating Climate Change. 197 countries signed to agree this treaty. That's almost the whole world. But in 2015, another big promise was made, and this was called the Paris Climate Agreement, where 195 countries agreed. But this is not enough. We have to make sure that countries are following these agreements and that they're actually acting in an environmentally friendly way. This is where COP comes in. Countries meet in this event called the Conference of the Parties every year, or as we shall call it, COP. Here, countries discuss what they can do to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. But Petra, why exactly is it called COP26?
Thank you so much, Felicity, and hello everyone from me as well. My name is Petra Minov and I'm Associate Professor of International Law at Durham University. So we call it COP26 because, as Felicity has explained, these conferences of parties meet every year, and this is now the 26th year that these parties will meet to discuss how much they have achieved in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, how much more support is needed between states to make sure that everyone can really make their best effort. And this year, the COP26 will be hosted by the UK and Italy, and it will take place in November in Glasgow, mainly in the building of the Science Centre, which you can see here behind me. So at COP26, now the 26th conference of these parties, Felicity, what do you think will states then do?
It's a really great question, Petra. And I think at COP26, we can expect to see countries trying even harder than they already have to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. Countries will talk to each other about what's worked for them and suggest other ways that different countries can improve. Now, this is something that states are already doing. But Petra, I wonder if there's something that the students watching today that they could do to help them be more environmentally friendly. For example, I was shopping the other day and I walked past H&M and I saw that they've got a whole new line of environmentally friendly clothing because they're made out of recycled materials. Now, this is a great example of something that I can do in my everyday life to reduce my own carbon footprint. So I went in and I bought myself a really nice new jumper. But Petra, is there anything else that the students could potentially do?
Oh, thank you, Felicity. This is a really good question as well. And there are lots of little things that every one of us can do every day. We can use a bit less energy. We can try to switch off the light in every room where we are not at that moment in time. And we can also use a bit less hot water. We can shower a bit shorter, and we can also recycling all the waste that we are producing and try to minimize the waste that we are producing. For example, if you use less plastic, that will have a huge positive impact on the environment. And you can cycle more and you can walk more, and that will also be very beneficial for you. But it is also important that you follow these discussions because it is where the future will be decided during these COPs, because climate change is a real emergency now, and it is important that we all stay informed and know what is happening during these conferences of parties. And of course, after COP26 this year, there will then be COP27 next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, Petra.